This is the next video in a continuing series here at Sovereign CEO for business beginners, meaning that you have a corporate job, 9-to-5 job, or something similar to that. You have no real other sources of income. You do not have your own business, and you've never started your own business. In the last video, we discussed several business models and types of businesses that you probably don't want to start, and the beauty of the business model that we teach here at Sovereign CEO called the Alpha 2.0 business model. This is the easiest business model to start that gets you to the money the fastest. And I mean that literally. I am a business expert. I've started about 7 or 8 different companies, all of which made money. I've been a professional business consultant for over 26 years. I've worked in hundreds of companies. I have worked with literally thousands of people in that time in all walks of life, in all types of business models, which is why I showed you in the last video why most business models are very risky. They take a long time to make any money. They cost a lot of money, and they take a lot of hard work to be successful in. The Alpha 2.0 business model, the location-independent small business model, which is low work, high income, high margin, is the best model for you to start, especially if you're a beginner, because it's actually easier. Because there's less infrastructure, because it's less complicated, it's easier for you to start this type of company than a typical brick and mortar business or a SaaS business or starting an app or selling hard products or doing Amazon FBA or all the other business options that you have. In the Alpha 2.0 business model, the objective is to get your income from $0 to at least $7,000 a month in actual pre-tax net profit. Why $7,000 a month? There have been many happiness studies over the years that have shown that if you make at least $85,000 a year in US dollars pre-tax, that means that you are happier at that level than if you made less money. So if you make less money than $85,000 a year, you will probably be happier if you make at least $85,000 a year, and in some cases more. So that's the objective of the Alpha 2.0 business model. What we talk about here at Sovereign CEO is once you get involved in an Alpha 2.0 business, we want to get your income to, as fast as we can, between $3,000 a month and $8,000 a month. More than that, obviously, if you want it. I make many multiples of $8,000 a month. So do a lot of other people in this community. But at least get your income to that $7,000 figure as quickly as possible. And you can do that because of several things. In an Alpha 2.0 business, you only market to a very narrow niche. Instead of marketing to anyone in the world who wants to lose weight or anyone in the world who wants to make more money, these are not niches. A very narrow, isolated niche of either people or companies that are very hungry because they have a very specific problem you've pre-identified and that you market to. You're only going to market something that actually solves the problem a very narrow niche already has and wants to solve. That way, most of the marketing and sales is done for you. You don't have to work nearly as hard. The next aspect of an Alpha 2.0 business is that you will only sell something, a product, information, or service that is high margin, which means it costs you this much, but you can sell it for this much. Instead of selling toothpaste where you can mark it up 5% or whatever, you will sell products, informations, or services, usually information or services, that you can mark up 300%, 500%, 1,000%, 5,000%. I have done this many times. I do it right now. Things like coaching services, consulting services, membership services, business services, training services, online courses, online done-for-you services. These things are huge high markup items, which means you only need to sell a few of these things to your niche to make really high income, namely the $7,000 a month or more if you want it. Also, Alpha 2.0 business are 100% location independent. In the era in which we live, when the United States, Canada, and Europe are collapsing, and they're collapsing right before our eyes, and there's no one you can vote for to solve this problem, they're going to collapse in your lifetime. You don't want to be stuck in any one region of the world. You want to be mobile. I travel all over the world. I have location-independent income. I live here in Dubai because it's a zero-tax country here in Dubai. Awesome. My second home is in Paraguay, and I can be anywhere in the world I want, whenever I want, without having to check with anybody, and the income keeps coming in because all my companies are Alpha 2.0 companies, 100% location independent. You do not want a business right now where you have to be located in a particular city, particular country, or particular region in order to actually make money and pay your bills. That is extraordinarily dangerous today. The Alpha 2.0 business model is 100% location independent. As long as you have an internet connection, and in some weird scenarios, you don't even need that, that's all you need. You're good to go. You can keep making money. The Alpha 2.0 business model has no employees and virtually no overhead. I teach a no employee model. When you have salaried W-2 employees or non-American equivalent of those things in your company, the government of the country where you live co-runs your business with you. It will tell you when you're allowed to hire the employees, when you're allowed to fire them, what you have to do in order to fire them, the benefits you give them, and all that stuff. Wouldn't you like to make those decisions as a business owner? I certainly would. That's why I have no employees, none. Now I have people helping me. My biggest company has a team of 20 people, but none of these people are employees. They're contractors, they're virtual assistants, they're interns, what have you. That way, when you have no employees, you control your own business. The last thing you want as the Western world continues to collapse is a bunch of employees that you're not allowed to fire or lay off because your big, stupid, corrupt, high-tax Western government says you're not allowed to fire them, like those of you who own companies in France and other places like UK, Australia, United States, and Canada too. Not good. You also have low overhead in an Alpha 2.0 business. My entire business empire, all my companies, all my income is run with one single laptop, 2 phones, and a camera. That's it. That's my entire business infrastructure. That's all I need. Very, very simple. I work with a lot of people. I'm a business consultant. I work with a lot of companies that have, warehouses and offices and computer equipment and industrial equipment and medical equipment. And it's a nightmare. You don't want a high overhead business. You want to be lean and mean and mobile. The less money your business costs you, the more money in your pocket. Also, an Alpha 2.0 business focuses on industries that are not regulated. I work with a lot of doctors, a lot of dentists, and I like working with these people, but they hate their own businesses. Doctors hate being doctors these days. Dentists too, attorneys too. You know why? All the goddamn regulations that these people have to put up with. Constantly dealing with the government, constantly dealing with government agencies, constantly dealing with government oversight, constantly dealing with big giant corporate insurance companies, which in many cases are just as bad as the government. What we teach here in Sovereign CEO is how to develop a company that is in a non-regulated industry. So again, you run your business and not the government. The last thing you want as a business, we spend all this time dealing with paperwork and regulations and audits. It's a nightmare. I've worked with a lot of corporations in my life, in my consulting practice. The things they have to go through, the hoops they have to jump through, the amount of money they have to spend just to be compliant with all their regulations is a nightmare. You don't want any of that. By the way, if you like this content on how to create your own location independent income or move to a less bad country or at least set up an international backup plan and do all these things for very little money, you should subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, leave a comment on this video and put a like on this video, and that way you'll be sure to get this content for free in the future. So if you decided to have a business like this, who is the best person or company or resource to learn this from? What is the best, fastest, easiest blueprint to follow to get from zero to the money as quickly as possible so you can quit your 9-to-5 job and set yourself free? Well, here's my suggestion. You want someone who has already done it many, many times. That'd be a pretty good idea. You also would probably want someone who has taught hundreds, if not thousands of other people on how to set up businesses just like this, where they're actually making money, often within 12 weeks. You might also want someone who has an entire team of people, a team of Alpha 2.0 business model experts who show you exactly how to build a business like this from complete scratch. Even if you have no idea where to get started, you're a complete beginner, you've never started a business in your life, you want someone who has the resources to show you how to do things like identify a niche, how to find that niche's problem, how to develop a product, information, or service that is high margin to sell to that niche that addresses that problem, how to set up the website, how to set up the finances, how to market, how to get your name out there, how to get those first few customers or clients so you get money in the door as fast as you can. Gee, I wonder who that person could be. Well, it would be me. Now, am I the only person to learn from in terms of business on the internet? No, there are lots of business gurus all over the internet. Some of them are terrible and some of them are pretty good. Some of them I like. But these are all business gurus that teach all the other business models that don't work as well, that cost more money, take more time and effort, and are more risky. Nothing wrong with these types of businesses, but these businesses, generally speaking, won't get you from zero to money as quickly as possible. Hey, if you want to work 14 hours a day, 80 hours a week for years and years and years and years and years on end, so someday maybe you'll make $1 bazillion, then you should follow guys like Alex Hormozi and Grant Cardone, both of whom I like. But these guys are not teaching the Alpha 2.0 business model. These guys are teaching businesses where you work your ass off all day long, 7 days a week for years and years and years and years. Now, that's the type of life you want. By all means, go for that. That's not the lifestyle I teach. I don't work 14 hours a day. I have a scenario where I could work literally 1 or 2 days a week and maintain my entire income. The goal is freedom. The goal is to work when you want to work. The goal is to have your business set you free, not have a business that turns into another job that takes double the amount of hours your job did. Hey, if you want to be a famous public figure on the internet and create 12 pieces of content a day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life, Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, he's your guy. Go follow him. Now, I don't know about you. You may not want to record 14 YouTube videos and 27 TikTok videos a day for the rest of your life. That may not be something you want to do. Maybe you don't want anyone to know who you are. Maybe you want to be on video. Maybe you want to be on audio. Maybe you want to be behind the scenes. Maybe not. Maybe you have no interest in being famous or being a public figure. Great. Then you should probably follow my model where you don't have to do that. I'm a public figure, but I don't have to be. I have several companies that no one knows anything about. Matter of fact, one of my companies, I don't even talk about publicly. It's a completely private business. You can do that under the Alpha 2.0 business model if you want. Hey, if you want a hardcore sales business and be on the phone doing sales calls all day long, guys like Dan Locke, he's your guy. Great. But maybe you don't want to be on the phone all day. Maybe sales is not the most exciting thing you want to do. Maybe you want to do other things in your business. Do you see my point? There are lots of business gurus on the internet, and they teach other business models that don't adhere to what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a business model where you can start as a beginner and get from zero to the money as quickly as you can, get to $7,000 a month or more as fast as you can with a low overhead, low work, high income, high margin, location independent company. The goal of your business is to set you free. That's why you want to quit your 9-to-5 job. You want a business that improves your lifestyle and doesn't reduce your lifestyle, even if you end up making more money. That's not always 100% of the point. Yes, money is important. I make a lot of money. I do very well. But my priority is not money. My priority is freedom. My priority is my life. And that's hopefully what your priority is too. We want you to get from zero to the money as quickly and as easily as possible. And hundreds of people in my audience over the past 14, 15 years have done literally this. We have a very specific system for this. If you are at all interested, you can join the 90-Day Business Builder program. The link is below in this video. And when you sign up for that program, we will take you by the hand as a complete beginner and walk you through the process over 12 weeks of going from zero to a business that actually makes money within 12 weeks. And if you don't actually make real money within 12 weeks, we will work with you forever until you do. And the reason we can make that guarantee is because we know for a fact these models work. We've done it over and over and over and over again. The 90-Day Business Builder program has several different pricing options if you can't afford the default one. And if you actually can't afford that program, we have other options that are less expensive. We have online courses that teach you how to build an Alpha 2.0 business on your own. We have a wide array of pricing options. So no matter how much or how little money you make at your current job, you can make this work. Click the link below to check out the 90-Day Business Builder program. You can schedule a free phone call with one of our Alpha 2.0 business owners who actually live this lifestyle and have location-dependent income that is more than $7,000 a month. And they could work with you based on whatever you could afford and based on whatever price you're comfortable with. Click the link below, and I hope to see you in one of our next sessions in our programs.